Happy Saturday, Texas. So excited to be with you all today on the CW. Of course, we're here to visit with women in business, female entrepreneurs. And as always, we have an extraordinary lineup. Michelle, as you know, our co-host Wendy Morales is off today. But Michelle, we're bringing the heat. We're talking money. We're talking prices, right? All the things that matter in our business.
Right, absolutely. I am so excited to be here. Hello, Texas. Wendy, we miss you. Can't wait to see you next week. And talking about prices, I need some advice, Natalie. Tell me your thoughts, because I think the way you price your products can make or break your business. What do you think?
Well, I think it's important, and I always like to test the water. You know, we can always bring our prices up, but I think we'll find that it's going to be more difficult to bring them down. You know, so I always try to find an even playing field. What's working, right? And I've done this several times with my prices for a variety of things, and I've overpriced myself as well too. And so if people aren't buying, perhaps your prices are a little too high, but that's why I like to start at a decent, happy medium, right? So I could increase the product and increase the service and increase the cost. So I'm giving you what you need, and I can see there, that you're happy with the numbers too. What about you, Michelle?
Yeah, I think that depending on the product, depending on, you have to put so many elements in it, depending on your experience, the product, what you're actually giving your audience, the target market. We're talking about research here. And once you know all of those things, then you can really have a educated, not guess, but an educated just response on how to price your product correctly.
So let's talk about that pricing. And I know a lot of people are working their business through social media, but now we have this great television platform, and on TV, you might not have those followers, right, that you can see through social media. But do you consider prices needing to be based upon your community online? Do those numbers correlate, or do you say price is the price?
Well, I think that it really is based on the value of your product. I really think that, followers are great. It's wonderful. However, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And if you have created an incredible quality product that's going to bring value and level up businesses and make people millionaires, or give them something that they need that's going to fix a problem. Like, what are we doing with our products? We want to literally, we see a need, we want to fill the need, and we want to satisfy our customers. So if your product is doing that, I really believe that, followers it's great, but we're about the target market. And if we're creating a product that's going to fix a problem, then people are going to be willing to pay more because we have an optimal product.
Yes, get your coins, ladies. Don't be afraid to get what you deserve as you're building your business and growing. And our next guest, she knows all about pricing. We cannot wait to dive into more of her journey and get some business tips on numbers. Up next, Nana Agyemang. She is sharing how she went from a 9-to-5. Yes, who wants to go from a 9-to-5 to empowered, blessed entrepreneur all by yourself? Yes, she is talking about that. And later, Seaman, she is sharing how you mamas at home can become empowered as well. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, my name is Belinda. I'm a busy mom from a small town in West Texas. I wear many hats throughout my day, from mom, wife, CFO, and having my own YouTube channel. Pretty much anything thrown my way, I'll give it a try. I share a ton of different tips over on my YouTube, from cooking, cleaning, and organizing your home to all things mom. I would love to share all this with you. Find me over on all of my socials for the latest, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel under Belinda & Co.
Well, welcome back, Texas. So we are excited to welcome our next guest. She is beautiful. She's fabulous. You've seen her on social. She's an entrepreneur and now also an author. So please help me welcome Nana to the show.
Thank you. Thank you both so much for having me. I'm super ecstatic about what we're going to be discussing today.
Yes, Nana, we are so excited to have you here. Congratulations on all your success. And it's just so incredible how you have gone. And I feel like so many people can relate to this because you've gone from the regular 9 to 5 and you've been able to create this new normal for you. And you did it all while, really you were able to balance both. So how did you do that? Please share. I'm sure so many people want to know.
Thank you so much, Michelle. So I think the first thing is like, obviously resilience. You can't do anything without it. There's been so many times where I felt defeated. I wanted to give up. My company wasn't making the money I thought it would make. But one thing I learned about business is that you have to give yourself grace. So most businesses succeed between 5 to 6 years. And so you have to always give yourself that time, right? And if you come up on 5 years and you're like, not making any profit yet, maybe you want to transition into something else. So I think for me, it was just having that 5-year plan in the back of my mind.
All right, well, talk about your platform. You support and you're connecting thousands of women, and you're also providing employers with a directory. And I love this because directories are important. Our time is limited, to where they can find diverse talent. And I love that as well. Why was that piece important to you?
Yeah, so of course, during the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, we had a lot of talk of businesses posting those black squares, but they weren't held accountable. A lot of businesses, under 3% of Black representation at companies, saying they're struggling. They said they're genuinely struggling to find talented, Black and brown representation. And so I said, okay, if you're struggling, I will create a vetted list of talented individuals within media, within fashion that you can recruit. So we have reporters, we have writers, we have photographers, we have social editors. And there's no longer space to have excuses, right? Because that resource is there for you.
What are your top 2 tips that you would love to share that would really frame someone's business and help them level up?
Right. So I always tell every reader and anyone that's about to pick up the book that I talk about the 3 E's in this book. And it's so close to my heart because before you post a piece of content, ask yourself, does it meet the 3 E's? Is it educating, exciting, or emotional, right? Because that is content people are always going to engage with. If you're a small business owner, share your background story. If you're someone who loves fashion, share what companies have sales right now. Speak to your audience, right? So just always remember the 3 E's. And what I think this ebook does is that it transforms and renews. I remember you talked about this earlier, Michelle, and I think for all the small business owners watching this right now, social media is a multi-billion-dollar company, and I want you guys to get paid, right?
Yes.
So this ebook is $20. I'm making it accessible, and I really want people to be able to get that money, get that bag all year long.
I love what you're bringing. The ebook, it's incredible. You guys make sure to check her out. It's so good, you guys. And she's VIP. If you don't know, now you know. Be sure to follow her. And coming up after the break, we will be chatting with this empowered mom. That's Miss Morgan Seaman. And a little later, we're talking charcuterie boards with Jasmine Lozano. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. So, Michelle, I got to tell you, our next guest, so excited for her right here on the CW. We have a boss babe in her own right. Her name is Morgan Seaman, and she's with us today as a life coach. She offers webinars and workshops and a host of resources for you moms out there, so you can be empowered at home. So let's welcome her to the show. Hi, Morgan.
Hey, ladies. So excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Hello, Morgan. We are so excited to hear your tips about self-care and so much more. But I am also so interested in your background. It says that you were in clinical research, the industry, for over 17 years. You just were not fulfilled and you decided to make a change. Can you please talk us through that transition?
Absolutely. So I was blessed to find the clinical research industry, which is amazing and doing so much good for everybody all around the world, and spent about 8 years in the industry before I had kids, where I felt like a superwoman, superhuman who just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. Yeah. And then I had my kids And I kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And eventually the expectations of the corporate world and the expectations of being a mom, and mainly the expectations I was putting on myself, became too much and not as fulfilling as I wanted it to be. And so eventually I hit a breaking point. I was in my closet crying, and I said, you know what? I don't have to do it this way anymore. Right. And I pivoted. I went back to my roots in psychology and decided to help other women have that awakening, that it doesn't have to be as hard as we sometimes make it.
I would absolutely love to know, and I'm sure so many of us who don't have time or don't even know how to put that into our routine, what are some tips that you can give us to create a self-care routine that is sustainable?
Excellent question. And you hit the nail on the head with that word sustainable. There are so many messages in the media about what self-care should look like, bubble baths and lavish retreats and all of this time and expense. And I like to take self-care back down to its core, simple, taking care of ourselves, making an investment and taking an active role in our own well-being. So for somebody out there who's listening and says, I don't even have time, I would say the first thing you can do is take 3 minutes to transition from one activity to the next, whether you are running home from work and getting ready to be a mom, whether you are getting ready to pick your kiddos up from school. Take 3 minutes to reset, breathe, tune out all the other distractions, and then walk into that moment the way that you want to show up.
That is so good. And, before you go, you've got to tell our viewers at home all about this amazing challenge. It's the self-care challenge. It's free, so anyone can do it. What do we need to know? How do we get involved?
Okay, I am so excited about this challenge. It is 7 days of sustainable self-care, 15 minutes a day, ladies. That's what we're going to be working on. Mindset, and then the self-care, because it's not always in the doing. So what do you need to know? You can check out my website, thisempoweredmom.com. There is a banner where you can register. And then we are going to be having a self-care party in a private Facebook group. You'll get daily challenges by email, and I will be walking alongside you as your guide and helping you really embrace a self-care mindset and tune out all of those nasty shoulds.
Definitely check out Morgan's 7 Days Challenge. That sounds incredible and sustainable. Before we head to break, we're going to take a quick chat with Kat Shelby with our tech tip of the week.
Good morning. This week's tech tip, I thought I would take a moment to talk about a couple of things that can help you in working from home. Number one, having a dedicated space. So it's ideal if you have a home office, but if you can't have a home office, if you can dedicate a corner of your room and set your desk up just like you would have at work, that's going to help you with productivity. And speaking of that, things to think about, having an ergonomical chair, having an ergonomical keyboard, having an external monitor is going to help too, especially if you're like me and you leave 50 tabs open all the time. And while myself, I personally have the red thumb of death, it has been shown that when you have plants around that it can boost your mood and just overall help with the environment. So those are a couple of tips to help you when you're working from home.
Welcome back to the show, Texas. So we're so happy to be with you today. Great show for moms as well. Each week we're sitting down with women in business and female entrepreneurs, and our next guest is no exception. We have Dr. Regine Muradian with us today, and she specializes in anxiety-related issues for kids and parents. And she's sharing today how to create some healing for yourself and your family. So, Dr. Regine, welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. So great to be here with both of you.
Hello, Dr. Regine. Oh my goodness. I really am interested in this subject because the stories of so many people having anxiety, especially because of COVID, and just the transitioning and the changes happening is just so heightened. So as a clinical psychologist, Dr. Regine, what was the main reason you wanted to focus on anxiety?
Yes, I love that question. Well, I want to go back to my earlier years. That was the first thought I had while I was in training. I'm a mom of three now, but at the time I was a mom of two very young kids. And my daughter at the time, she had started speaking a little later than other kids that I was noticing. And that really sparked my interest in understanding the cause of what the speech delay was. And I would see this in so many other kids that I was working with as well. And delayed speech, by the way, is a symptom of anxiety, and which I didn't really understand at the time. And that's what really fueled my interest, not only in helping her, but also learning and helping other children and families who do struggle with this.
So as parents in particularly, what are some tips you can give us to really help us with some of these issues with our children?
You know, I think it all starts with us first as a parent, because we know parenting doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't come with a manual. We do the best we can. And I really believe that our kids are put in our path for a reason, to learn things and to grow. So when we talk about anxiety, anxiety is not really, I don't want to see this, when we talk about it, it sounds so negative, but I don't want us to see it as a negative thing, because anxiety also has a lot of positives, and it fuels us to be better, to get motivated, to get up in the morning. So as a parent, when you are noticing a lot of these symptoms that I did talk about, one thing that's really important is sitting down, just like we're sitting down now, like at eye level with them, and creating a checklist of emotions and focusing on what are those things that your child's feeling worried about. Number two is really praising them for sharing, because we don't praise enough for them sharing their emotions. When you praise, that incites them to share more. Oh, wow, mom is listening to me. She's paying attention, or dad is, or if it's a grandparent who's a caregiver. And then number three is really helping them shift the negative emotions into positives.
Dr. Regine, so good. I know today we've only been able to scratch the surface. I'm happy you're going to be in Miami on the Connect Show, South Florida, sharing with our viewers there more about your book and your mission and your purpose. And we're just grateful for you today. How can the people get in touch with you and reach you, buy your book, and work with you?
Yeah, so I can be reached on my website, www.reginemuradian.com, and also on Instagram, Dr.Regine Muradian.
I love it. Thanks, Dr. Regine. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back.
Thanks for having me.
One Executive Suites is Midland's premier co-working space that meets the professional workspace needs of freelancers, travel for business, or professionals that work from home. Co-working is an inspiring working environment that saves members with its cost sharing. We also have different membership options available. High-speed internet and free parking too. One is the place to work hard and dream big.
Welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. So if you weren't hungry, in the beginning, first half of the show, you're going to get hungry now, because we have the amazing Jasmine Lozano out of Austin, Texas. She is the owner of La Boujee Housewife. Yes, all the housewives that are bougie out there. Yes. Okay, we are talking about charcuterie boards. Welcome, Jasmine, to the show.
Hi, Jasmine. Oh my goodness, girl. We talked about this. I just love your outfit. And we are so excited to get into food. Just like Natalie said, if you're not hungry, you're about to
We like to eat. Michelle and I eat really fast. So,
please tell us how you were inspired to begin the La Boujee Housewife.
Yes. So it was actually my friends. I had a lot of family and friends help me come up with this. It was their motivation and, just them telling me to create something like this, create this business. And I listened to them, I worked on it, and La Boujee Housewife was created.
So let's talk about some of your top sellers. I know a lot of us want to be able to put together a charcuterie board from home. I will admit, every time I've ever tried, they're never as pretty as like the professional ones like yours. So talk about what's most popular. What are people, more inclined to order off of your menu, and how can we do some of these things from home?
Yes. So we buy our materials from several different stores. One of the very popular ones that the cheeses that we have is our blueberry goat cheese. That one, we also have a unexpected cheddar. That one we get from Trader Joe's, and it's a fan favorite. So I think it's just finding a variety of cheeses and meats that you love. And then, of course, fruits, nuts. I actually made a little one for y'all to see. But just being able to mix everything up and combining it all on one plate, just have fun with it. And I think that's what makes it a charcuterie board, you know?
Oh, let's see that, girl. Give us like a little closer. Yes.
Show us. Okay,
so good.
What does the future of La Boujee Housewife look like?
Oh man, so we have a lot coming up. We are in the middle of construction for our storefront.
Yes.
Hopefully opening up soon. Thank you.
Congratulations.
We're almost done with construction. So we will have that coming hopefully in 2022. We also have our new boxes, yes, as shown. So we have these out now. They're a little bougier than the usual, the little details and stuff. So we have our new store coming, and then we also have 2 books that are being published, so those will be out for the public on Amazon.
Jasmine, congratulations. You have such beautiful boards. How can people reach you? Where do they shop with you and order their boards for the weekend?
Yes, so orders can be taken through our website, www.labougiehousewife.com. And then you can view us on Instagram or Facebook at La Boujee Housewife.
Jasmine, thanks so much for that today. You all make sure to book Jasmine this weekend or next week. Don't fret if you don't have the ingredients at home. Take a look at our next guest. She's a friend of the show. She may be able to help. She is the Pinterest pro, Shonda Nicole, and she's back with a fun weekly segment we are calling Magical Meals in Minutes. Take a look.
Welcome to Magical Meals in Minutes. I'm Shonda Nicole of thesoulfoodpot.com, helping you make quick and easy recipes for a busy household, one pot straight to plate. I have my trusted Instant Pot Ace blender with me today, so we can end summer with a bang. Well, more like a whip, because we're making Disney Dole Whip frozen treats today. So if you can't make it to Disney right now, allow me to show you how to enjoy the most magical place on earth right at home by way of this simple and oh so delicious recipe. All you need are 3 pantry ingredients to make the famous pineapple Dole Whip. All you need is half a cup of Dole pineapple juice, 1 big scoop of vanilla ice cream, and 2 cups of frozen pineapple cut into chunks. Hit your blender smoothie setting for 60 to 90 seconds and let it whip. In less than 2 minutes, you have a delicious Disney Dole Whip at home. To learn how to make watermelon Dole Whip, boozy Dole Whip, and more, head to my blog, thesoulfoodpot.com, for the full printable recipe. Tune in next weekend for more magical meals in minutes. Until then, follow me on Instagram at Shonda Nicole and join my Facebook group, Club Instant Pot, a fun, free community for Instant Pot support and cool dinner ideas. Till next time, I'm Shonda Nicole, helping you make magical meals in minutes.
You too can make magical meals in minutes, so join Shonda's Facebook group. It's called Club Instant Pot, and it's a fun, free community for Instant Pot supporters and cool dinner ideas and giveaways. We'll be right back.
I help women thrive. You can find me on Instagram at I'm Ananda Lewis or on my new app, Elixir, available in all app stores right now. And you're watching the Connect Network TV.
Well, welcome back, Texas. What a great show. And our last guest, she's the perfect way to close things out. We have Katie with us today. She runs the Done For You, right? Done For You, keyword, social media boutique. It's focused on female entrepreneurs. She has so much to bring today. Hey, Katie, welcome.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. Social media, everything I want to learn about. It's right up Michelle's alley.
Yeah.
So excited to have you break it down today.
Yes, girl. Yeah. Katie, we are so excited for you to dish all the good stuff that is done for us And how did you get into this social media space?
Yeah, so it's really unique in that I actually ran a sales and marketing company for a really long time. And I originally outsourced someone for my social media. And I just feel like what was represented online, my online presence didn't really match who I was in the company I was managing at the time. So I decided to go ahead and take it over. And when I took it over, not only did I enjoy it, but our online presence blew up, and I was able to see and look and measure exactly how successful it was when you have the right tools and the right strategy. So when I left that position, I went ahead and started managing other colleagues' social media. And by doing that, I was hired by word of mouth, gained a lot of traction. And then in October, I was able to open up the social reco and go into business full time for myself.
So let's talk about some of the major misconceptions. We talked in the beginning of the show about pricing and followers. Do those things correlate? But there are a lot of things that just are not true when it comes to social media. I'd love for you to talk about building your business using social, and what are some of maybe the lies we tell ourselves and the lies that other people are telling us that we must have when it comes to these platforms.
Totally. And, the online space is always evolving, right? So there's always something that we need to have in order to be successful on Instagram, supposedly. But the first thing that a lot of people focus on that's a misconception is vanity metrics. So things like comments, likes, shares, any engagement rate, of course, is extremely important for your brand. However, it is not the end all be all for a number of followers. Instantly, people think if you have a lot of followers, you're an expert at something right away.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just an assumption that if you have a lot of that. Now, you'd be really surprised the amount of big brands that actually purchase followers.
Exactly.
And the reason why they do that is because they want to position themselves as an expert without having to do the legwork of creating an online community. So followers does not always equal expert and does not always equal income. The second goal is understanding the use of social media for your business. Your goal as a business owner is to have your social media require someone to get off of your feed, right? So whether that's clicking on your website, sending you a DM, Googling your business and looking at your ratings or reviews, the goal is to get someone off your feed and to take an action for your business.
You guys, Katie has got the heat. She's got the help you need to help you get to the next level. Level up, as they say. Katie, thanks for being with us today. You guys check her out at thesocialreco.com. We hope you are enjoying all of this Girl Boss magic today. You can catch all of our past episodes on our YouTube channel, binge watch the Netflix style at Natalie's Network, and get caught up.
Yes, and if you are ready to take your brand to TV, then register today at connectonline.com.
That's right, Katie. Thank you. Bye. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.